The mission has always been to deliver immigration news grounded in facts, not speculation. We bring you direct updates from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, the Department of Homeland Security, and relevant press releases from Congress and the White House. Today we return to a key proposal that many have been asking about, the Dignity Act, introduced by Representative Maria Elvira Salazar at the end of July. Let's break down its main provisions, its current status, and why progress has been delayed. The Dignity Act, is really a lifeline for millions of undocumented immigrants. It represents a bipartisan attempt to address one of the most pressing immigration issues facing our country today. The proposal aims to grant undocumented immigrants who entered the United States before 2021 and who have no criminal record the opportunity to live and work legally. Beneficiaries would be required to pay federal and state taxes, contribute an annual fee of about $1,000. So, that's $7,000 over 5 years, and comply with strict requirements just to maintain legal status. Importantly, though, this bill does not provide a pathway to U.S. citizenship. Lawmakers emphasize that it's not an amnesty bill, but rather a structured plan that allows hard-working immigrants, farm workers, hospitality employees, construction workers, and restaurant staff to contribute openly to the economy. So, why has the bill stalled in Congress? Even though the Dignity Act is a bipartisan proposal, progress has been, pretty minimal. Timing has played a critical role here. For one, there was the congressional recess. The bill was introduced right before the August recess, which left little room for any real debate. Then came the government shutdown debates. In September, lawmakers were pretty much consumed by the looming threat of a government shutdown. Instead of focusing on immigration reform, all the energy was spent on political infighting and budget negotiations. Political gridlock and disputes between Republicans and Democrats, especially over appointments and budget allocations, have stalled nearly every meaningful discussion on immigration. As a result, the Dignity Act hasn't advanced to a formal vote, leaving millions of undocumented workers in, limbo. The human impact of this delay is, honestly, pretty significant. If enacted, the Dignity Act could transform the lives of millions. Farmers, hotel staff, restaurant workers, and construction laborers, many of whom form the backbone of the U.S. economy, would finally gain some stability. Employers would also benefit from having a legal, tax-paying workforce. Yet political battles have really overshadowed these potential gains, leaving immigrant families waiting anxiously for any sign of progress. So, there's this new immigration proposal called Trump's Gold Card visa. While the Dignity Act is still, stuck in Congress, President Trump recently rolled out a fresh immigration initiative through executive order, the Gold Card visa. It's designed specifically for wealthy investors and highly skilled individuals. The whole idea here is to attract global talent and capital to the United States. Some key features of the Gold Card visa include a $100,000 contribution to the U.S. Treasury by individuals or $2 million from sponsoring corporations. There's also fast-tracked permanent residency for extraordinary individuals and, get this, a reduced investment threshold of $1 million, down from $5 million, for wealthy applicants who want to secure legal permanent residency. Now, let's talk about the economic goals of the Gold Card program. The Trump administration is expecting the Gold Card to generate about $100 billion. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick has shared that they plan to issue 80,000 Gold Cards, and already 7,500 millionaires have shown interest. This program isn't just about bringing in wealth. It's also meant to help retain top university graduates and skilled professionals who might otherwise have to leave after their studies. In Trump's view, the Gold Card keeps talent right here in the U.S., while also injecting huge financial contributions into Social Security, veterans programs, and infrastructure. So, let's look at some international comparisons. The U.S. Gold Card is actually a pretty competitive golden visa. Around the world, these kinds of programs have been around for a while. For example, countries like Singapore require an investment of $8 million, and New Zealand asks for about $1.4 million. Compared to those numbers, the U.S. Gold Card, set at $1 million, stands out as one of the most competitive options out there, making it really attractive to global investors who want permanent residency. there's definitely a political divide over the gold card. Even though it promises a boost to the economy, the gold card faces some pretty strong opposition from Democrats. Critics say these kinds of programs mostly benefit the wealthy, while overlooking undocumented immigrants who have lived and worked in the U.S. for decades. On the flip side, supporters argue it could create jobs and help strengthen America's position in the global market. Conservative groups have been urging Congress to pass Maria Alva Salazar's immigration bill. On Tuesday, conservative Hispanic influencers and political groups came forward to back Republican U.S. Representative Maria Alva Salazar's bipartisan proposal. This bill would give undocumented immigrants, who entered the United States years ago, a real chance to legally stay and work in the country. Groups like the Libra Initiative and the Christian Family Coalition met with Salazar in Westchester to talk about the Congresswoman's Dignity Act. Afterwards, they joined her at a press conference to rally support for the legislation, which, by the way, still hasn't gotten a committee hearing in the Republican-controlled House of Representatives. The bill, which Salazar first filed in 2022, would give undocumented immigrants without criminal records who entered the country prior to 2021 the opportunity to earn legal status through labor and financial penalties. The legislation touches on a number of facets of the U.S. immigration system and would also fund border security and establish centers to shelter asylum seekers during the duration of their case. Like Verdugo, several speakers seemed to address their comments, almost all of which were in Spanish, to conservatives, stressing that the bill requires immigrants to work and pay into a system to earn the right to live legally in the United States, and that the program isn't a measure to provide immigrants with federal benefits or entitlements. In Florida, there are as many as 1.66 million undocumented immigrants, according to a 2023 Pew Research study. The Libra Initiative, Christian Family Coalition, and other groups that spoke Tuesday have previously supported the legislation. Salazar, whose Miami-Dade district includes Little Havana, Coral Gables, and Kendall, introduced the bill during the previous Congress, along with Texas Democratic Representative Veronica Escobar. The duo filed the bill again in July, with 20 Republicans and Democrats signing on as co-sponsors. Democrats lining up to challenge Salazar in next year's election have criticized her record on immigration matters. The Congresswoman said Tuesday that she is hoping President Donald Trump, who won Miami-Dade County in November while campaigning on a promise to carry out the largest deportation effort in United States history, will help push the bill over the finish line. At some point, the signals will be hard enough and loud enough for the president to understand that he needs to sign the Dignity Bill. She said the United States Congress unveiled immigration reform. The Dignity Act, introduced by the RFI Lozer, offers undocumented immigrants who entered before 2021 and have no criminal record a path to legal status through work, taxes, and annual fees through it. The step short this relationships. The bill is supported by conservative Hispanic groups like the Libra Initiative and the Christian Family Coalition, asylum case for the 60 days dispute by Paractions backing the state. The Congress duty at the rescue the budget fight and the partials of the Greek law. Meanwhile, President Trump's launched the cold coum dispute by Parian backing the stall. The Congress's duty, our rescue's budget fight, the Parius gridlock man. Well, President Donald Trump launched a gold card visa targeting wealthy investors and skilled professionals requiring a contribution of $1 lakh to $2 lakh million, aiming to raise $100 billion, while the Dignity Act focuses on integrating long-term workers. The gold card appeals to global elites, both highlighting the controversies of reform, but political deadlock leaves immigrants and investors uncertain.